Okay, just got back from seeing the new remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still. I saw it on IMAX at Navy Pier, so I didn't get to see the X-Men Origins Wolverine trailer, which I'm kind of upset about. You know, it would have been cool to see it, but, you know, out of the movie. By now, everyone should kind of know the plot. It's a very, very basic plot. You know, alien shows up, and it's a typical, you know, we're going to wipe out the human species. Okay. We've seen it before. The only difference is, you know, in other movies that are of this same style, they show up, and as always, either we attack them and we win, or they show up and they're really not bad. We misinterpret them, we attack them, and then they whoop the crap out of us, and then out of nowhere we win. Now, pretty much in this movie you're going to see like three main actors. This movie almost is entirely comprised of Jennifer Connelly, Keanu Reeves, and it's Jaden Smith, who is Will Smith's kid, who might become the next Karate Kid during that remake series, but anyways. Special effects wise, very good. You know, when they show the scene in the trailers where it's like a dust cloud is eating the truck, that's done very well. It also shows that the U.S. military has no idea how to handle something like this. You know, you see the typical response of attack. Doesn't do anything. So we attack. It doesn't do anything. So we attack? It's like, well, you know, bullets didn't do anything. Some used a flamethrower, didn't do anything. Cyber missiles didn't do anything. Let's carpet bomb. Like, okay. But, you know, if I give away too much of the plot, you know, I'm going to, quote-unquote, ruin the movie. So all in all, decent movie. It's a special effects flick. You know, it is a popcorn movie set during the December time, and it does attempt to have a message. I'm going to describe the message now. All in all, you know, decent movie. It's a sci-fi action flick. There's some moments that try to be heartwarming that come off kind of cheesy, and you know, some moments that are kind of squeamish. But now I'm going to go on to, you know, if you don't know most of the plot, I'm going to try to start talking about it now. Pretty much, the spheres come down, and I say spheres because there's multiple ones, and they more or less harvest animals off our planet. Then they leave, and kind of float around in space. Because they're going to wipe out human species. Why? We're killing the planet. Yes, okay. That's a fairly, you know, decent plot. That our Earth is important because it can sustain complex life. We constantly screw it up. Okay, so they save everything except for humans because, you know what, we're just horrible beings and we're destroying everything. Okay. Then Keanu Reeves, after talking with, you know, someone who's been on the planet for a while, he's like, they're very destructive, but there's a different side to them. There's a good side to them that it's almost always ignored. Keanu Reeves gets to actually understand the good side of it, and then more or less tells Jennifer Connelly and, you know, Jaden Smith, who is her stepson in the movie, that, you know, we can save all of the humans. It just comes at a sacrifice. So when Gort, that's the giant robot thing with the one eye, which is an amazing thing. It's a very unique. Yes, it's from the original. It's a very unique thing. When it becomes like a dust, it's not actually a dust. It's actually, it breaks down into a section of matter-eating, replicating bugs. You know, they eat enough to replicate, eat and replicate. So 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, you know, so on and so on. Have replicas eats everything in sight. You know, this giant cloud more or less just devours everything in its path. And it's going towards the main orb, and it's going to essentially eat everything that wasn't saved in the orbs in the earlier part of the movie. Keanu Reeves figures out, there is something good to these people. They can change. Primarily after a really good scene with John Cleese. He does a really good job in this movie. As like a Nobel Prize winning professor who I think it was biological altruism. So, a pretty decent little couple minute role for him. But then what ends up happening is he's like, there's some good to these people. So we don't all get wiped out. They just impulse the planet. So we're not dead, we just don't have anything that requires electricity. That's how the movie ends. So we don't die. I guess it's a Pyrrhic victory because we're not dead, but we lose electricity. So, it's a science fiction, action movie that tried to throw in at the end here's an environmental piece. But it throws in it in a fairly decent way. It shows that, most humans are kind of out for themselves, but when it comes right down to it, we can change and we can become better, only when we're at the brink of extinction. So, pretty good. The message is pretty lame, but, decent movie. If you get to see it at a non-IMAX screen, you'll probably get to see the X-Men Origins Wolverine trailer. So, I might have to see it again to catch the trailer, or wait till Monday.